Alrighty. So my friend has requested a video on a how-to on one of my personal Comsas, and so I'm going to be doing that today. So what you're gonna need is two Signo Broads or Signo DX. But you're gonna need the tip, and it's the same from both. So either one works. One might be cheaper than the other. But either one, really. And then you're going to need a double capped Comssa with the ink removed. And then you're going to need two HCGs for their tips. You're going to need two Pilot G2s. G2? Any size works. You're going to need the grip and a few other little things from that. So I don't know if I mentioned you need two Signo Broads and two HCGs and two these Pilot G2s. So what you're going to do is take the grips off of the G2s, and you'll notice that I don't have the back for this one, and I don't have the grip for this one. I'm sorry, I use them for other pens, and so yeah. And and also you're going to need those pliers, maybe a screwdriver, industrial scissors or a hacksaw, and then regular scissors. So take the tips off of both of the HCGs and Signo Broads. And then take the grips off of the G2s. So, yeah, take them off. And then you'll notice that there's a part that has rings and a thick part. So it's like a thin part and a thick part. The thin part has the rings, the thick part doesn't. So take your regular scissors or industrial scissors, and slide the thick part, or the one that doesn't have the rings, onto it, and then expand your scissors a lot so that the grip stretches. And then you slide it onto the Comssa cap, which might be a little hard, so you might want to put a little bit of water on the cap and a little bit of water on the inside of the grip, or you could use like rubbing alcohol or something that makes it slippery. So once you put both of those on, you'll have this, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take one of the HCG tips and a little bit of tape, which I should have mentioned you're going to need tape, but again I don't have it here, and you're going to want to put that on there and wrap tape around it, and then you're going to have something like this. So it's going to go from this to this. And you're going to want to wrap extra tape around the little base right here, the thickest part, because the cap will tend to slide off a bit, and doing so will prevent that. So that's one of the HCG tips, and then the other one, what you're going to do is wrap tape around the base, the thickest part, which is right there, the bottom, and then it'll look a bit like that. And this is to prevent it from rattling inside the cap. If you can hear that, it's rattling, I promise. And this doesn't. So, and then you put that on, and it's like this. Similar weight to a metallic Comssa, but nobody will ever know that it has HCG tips. So, what you're going to do now is take your, so you're not going to need the HCG body or anything anymore, and you're not going to need the Signo Broad body anymore. So, all you're going to have left is this. And with it, you are going to take the G2, unscrew the grip part that no longer has a grip, and poke out the clicker. And the bigger one, the one that you actually touch when you click, you're going to want to cut it about in half. You're going to want to cut it roughly in half, and then take that piece and then cut it in half. Okay, so what you're going to do is it's going to turn out to be this big. So it's going from that to that. And so I think you might want to cut about 1 centimeter off. A little less than 1 centimeter, I guess. Cut it off, and then save the part with the little bumps on it. See? Bumps. Alrighty, so you're going to want to do that to both G2s, and then what you're going to do is take this and cut the threads off. Cut the threads off. So with your industrial you're going to use the industrial scissors to cut the clicker piece. And then with the industrial scissors, cut the threads about, so there's a little bump you might notice, and then you want to cut it about halfway from the top of the bump to the top of the actual piece. So it should be about right there. You want to cut it, and you'll end up with that. Okay? So then you take, and you want to do both of these steps to both of the G2s, and you'll end up with that when you put it in. And then what you do is you take so you'll have 2 of these, and then all you'll have left are these, and that's all you're going to need, and then you're finished. So take the Signo Broad tips and screw them onto the part with the bumps. Screw it on like that. Slide that in like that. And then emphasis on the part with the bumps. Screw it on. And once I get that on, if I get that on, one sec, let me get that on nice and tight. Oops. God dang it. Okay, sorry about that. You're going to screw it on nice and tight to both of them. There we go. Put that on. You'll have 2 of these. And then you might want to wrap a bit of tape around it here so that it does stay in the grip. And bazinga, you have your no name mod. Don't have a name for it yet. If you think of one, definitely leave it in the comments or PM me. Why is that rattling? Okay, well, if you think of a name, tell me. I'd be happy to use it. And if you do, I will do a shout out to you in my next video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped in making the mod. Thanks.